Hello friends, welcome once more to my lecture series. This time I would like to focus on the concept of purified Brahmins with reference to Nambudiri settlements in Kerala, which I have elaborately detailed in my electronic print of the book Malayala Brahmin Autochthon Theory. Now, Dr. S.N. Biswas, in his doctoral thesis on Vrityas and Vrityastomas, submitted to the University of Berlin in the year 1955, leaves no doubt in anybody's mind with regard to Vedic rites for incorporation of Vritya adoptees into the heron walk of Aryan society. There is a cute collection of well-researched and fully documented reference on the rites of adoption, recovering the subject from an abysmal past, an insightful and reflective account on acculturation and standardization can be read with profit in Kidanallur Parameswaran Nambudiri's Malayalam book Vaidiga Sampath, which was printed from Kunnamkulam in the year 2004, wherein he leans heavily on the 17th Prakarana of Dandaya Brahmana and also on the 6th to 8th verses of agnicaayana Sutra to reinforce the concept of admittance of non-Aryans into the cream of Aryan society. In the canonical rite of Samavartana mentioned in the Taittiriya Upanishad, there is no indication of Jadi status ordained by birth. Now I would like to come down to the point of purified Brahmins. In order to understand the concept of purified, I repeat, purified Brahmins, it is necessary to acquaint ourselves with Vedic practices of Shodasha Kriya, Punyaha Kriya, Saptashuddhi, Panja Pranangal, and Bhaudayana Snana, amongst all the four classes or subdivisions of Ashwalayana, Bhaudayana, Kaushitaka, and Bhadulaga Sutracharanakar. Normally, purificatory rites being prescribed for incorporation of Vritya adoptees into the pale of Aryan society. Nowhere has it been expressly stated in the Kalpa Vedanga, carrying auxiliary Vedic texts like Srauda Sutra or procedural ceremony, the Shulpa Sutra for yagas, and the Grahya Sutra for domestic rites. Now, even for that matter, Saptashuddhi for Panchaprana, water is used abundantly instead of fire. It would be wrong to mix up Sita's Agni Praveshiga mentioned in Yuddhakhanda of Valmiki Ramayana and also in the Padma Purana, when coupled with the act of burning of twigs 9 inches long of a particular tree offered to the gods of fire during times of Chamada Datta adoption or Pattukayal Datta form of adoption that resulted in the wrong notion of purification through fire. In that sense, even warming of Juhu and Sruga at the beginning of every yaga could be termed as a purificatory process. For purification through fire is meant exclusively for material objects and never at all for human beings. Agnihotra, being a yaga, meant to appease the gods and is never at all a candid karma for Brahmin purification. Early Indologists of the like of B.L. Rice and J.F. Fleet, quite unfamiliar with Brahmin custom and tradition, stepped up into prolific pamphleteering and intrepid publicity on Agni Pariksha as to quandary over the situation on wrong assumptions. Hence they mix up agnicaayana, Vedic ritual, with purification rites. Agnicaayana, of course, no doubt, part of Adhiratra or Somayaga, is part of yagas, yajnas, connected Vedic rituals. Whereas here is a case of adoption through Nirviti Dhanam Nalgal. Water is the main focus, water is the villain or the hero in this process. Purified Brahmins, I would suggest, is indicative of indigenous fishermen priests' upward social mobility at the hands of Parashurama, because the 17th Prakarana of the Tandaya Brahmana of the Samaveda, which prescribe various methods of atonement for making mistakes, including those committed during the process of oblation, fail to mention Agni Pariksha for purification. However, post-colonial Indian historians, mostly non-Brahmins, overlook this express citation in the scriptures and fail to read relevant cause disjunctively. Though the indication of the term purified Brahmins, it is suggestive of the prevalence of an indigenous Brahmin priesthood who were fishermen by descent, as against whom non-fisherman Brahmin priests of a northern descent had to be introduced into Kerala. Purificatory rites of Vrityastoma is the traditional method of adoption prescribed in the scriptures. By way of elaboration, I had undergone much discussion with Kakkat Manakkal Parameshwaran Nambudiri, former General Secretary of Yogakshema Sabha, on two occasions during 2009 and 2010. Now, history does not merely consist in compilation of objective facts, for the historian is always engaged in a continuous process of molding his facts to his interpretation and his interpretation to his facts. And it is very nigh impossible to assign primacy of one over the other. This is the wording I quote from E. H. Carr. E. H. Carr during his Trevelyan lectures at Cambridge University in 1961. That's all for now. Have a beautiful day.